Recording.
Uh-oh.
Right.
I'm Jim Beaver. I play Bobby Singer on
Supernatural.
I'm Richard Spade Jr. I play Trickster / Archangel Gabriel.
Traci Dinwiddie, Pamela Barnes.
Corin, Christian Campbell.
Alright, and I'm Luke Halliday, and Benjamin Webb is with me as well from Capsule Computers.
Hey.
Alright, we're here for the All Hell Breaks Loose free Supernatural event. Now, Supernatural is known for its passionate fans. Now, tomorrow you're probably going to see a lot of them. What do you think it is about Supernatural that endears itself so much with its fans? Let's start with you.
What's the question again?
What
Sorry,
makes
big
Supernatural
complicated.
so to the fans?
Why do the fans love it so much?
Why do fans love it so much? Because the two lead guys are dreamy.
They're hot.
We're not lead.
Right, you guys are more, I guess.
Oh, those two guys.
Those are the other guys.
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah,
tall
yeah.
ones.
The big guys.
Yeah, the tall one.
Dreamy is not really the word I would have. But yeah, it'll do.
So you've
So what do you think? Why?
I mean,
I think the mythology is a big factor.
the mythology.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think though the real heart of it is the relationship between the two brothers and the circle of people who.
Oh, right.
They're
Oh,
involved.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
What the hell is that?
There's a monster in all the bathroom closets. Have you heard?
yeah.
No, actually,
What
they're constructing. They're
That's
doing
construction. That's the.
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
right on the end.
We're
Sorry.
actually late. The sun's been up for an hour.
It's right above us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, construction news.
We'll talk during the pauses. You know, I also think part of the thing with the fans is I think the fans have created their own sub-community around the show,
Yeah.
so that conventions and the convention life around the show has its own
Yeah.
existence separate from the show. People are fans of the show, but then
Excuse you.
then they use it as a reason to gather, the same way guys use fantasy football. I mean, it's become this giant subculture
Yeah.
around the show that's taken on a life of its own.
What about
I think it's really
lingerie
great. The what?
What about the lingerie league?
Yes, obviously.
That's got a lot of fans as well.
Yeah, guys love to get together for that.
So yeah, guys. Speaking
Never seen an episode myself.
of conventions and things, how many conventions have you guys been to, and which was your favorite?
Oh.
The one tomorrow is definitely my favorite.
Yes.
And then on Melbourne, that's also tied for number one.
Yeah. The next two we have to go to are
By far
definitely
my
our
favorite,
favorites,
right?
Yeah.
Definitely my favorite. Again, I don't know how many. How many have you done? Do you know? Do you have a
I've
count?
lost track. It's probably around 18 or so.
Oh, it's more than 18.
Maybe, I don't know.
No, he's.
Maybe it's 40.
It's 40.
No,
It's a lot.
it's a lot.
I think you've done the most out of the gaggle of us here, but I mean,
Yeah.
we've all three seen each other
I've
countless
seen-
times.
yeah.
So I mean, I don't have a count, but a lot.
Yeah.
To be
It's,
familiar.
Yeah. Yeah, enough.
they're all,
We often don't share time on the set together at the same time, so this is nice. We have our own subculture. we know each other from conventions, really.
there are some of
That's
us
true.
who
Yeah,
have
we've
only
done a lot
met
of
at conventions.
Like
Yeah, that's
Richard
true.
took care
Wow.
of me when I was sick on my very first convention, and
I did.
yeah, and we.
Man,
had
you were
never-
sick.
Wow. Like quarantine sick. I really shouldn't have been there, but I didn't want to miss it because they're fun.
And aren't you glad you didn't? Because here you are.
Yes.
What about the conventions do you enjoy so much?
Well, I think part of what you're saying is the culture we have is really fun. I mean, I don't think any of us were ever on screen together. I mean,
Jim
briefly,
and
I was on
yeah.
screen with you, but we weren't, and
Yeah.
the other guys, various actors come in and out of various conventions,
Yeah.
and we're all friendly with each other. We're all, get along and have a great time. These things are fun for us, and it has nothing to do with the work on the show. It's because we're involved in these. They have, like
Yeah.
she said, our own. We have our own little social network based on
Yeah.
conventions.
We talk about our families and our work as actors across the board, and yeah, it's nice we get to share a little bit of camaraderie.
The other thing that I really enjoy about the conventions is I've been on a lot of shows in my career, and this is the first one where I've really gotten to interact with the people who watch the show. And you know, every once in a while on another show, somebody will stop you on the street and say, "Oh, I love you in this," or "Aren't you that guy on?" But on this show, we get bathed in whatever emotions the people who watch the show are feeling. And fortunately, for the most part, it's pretty good emotions.
Yeah.
And they're so generous and kind to us. And I mean, I was just saying to someone, they fly you halfway around the world so people can line up in a room to tell you how much they like you. That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah. Not a bad day at the office.
No.
So, do you guys have any crazy, fan stalkers or any crazy fan stories where a fan has just done something so
I'm
crazy?
available for that.
I've never had an experience that I would consider inappropriate by a fan. I mean, any interaction I've had with the fans it's always a positive one.
Really? That's
Yeah, I
great.
haven't had any really negative experience. I mean, I had one guy over in London want to show me the gun that he just got, but I didn't know if it was real or not real. But he was a little off, And he insisted on wanting to show me this gun. So I was like, no, it's okay. You don't need to show me. You don't need to show me. It's like, security. Is this real? So it was that was the only time where I actually started to get a little sweaty. When it was going on, I didn't know exactly what to expect, but it turned out not to be a real gun.
You'd think the Prime Minister wouldn't have to carry his own gun.
You would think.
I actually have a little stalker file.
Do you really?
I do.
Yeah, but look at you.
I'm in it. I'm in your soccer file.
No, and it doesn't happen that often, but occasionally there are some strange things, and I've had some people get a hold of my personal address and.
I think it's so much worse for women.
Yeah,
than
I've had
guys.
pictures of myself sent to me in various places where I was just shopping for something, food.
Oh,
and-
TMZ?
No, but like through someone else's personal and sent to me, and private parts sent to me, and not in boxes, although that'd be very supernatural, but
Van Gogh tried it, but it
via
wasn't that
email
private
and what
part.
have you. So there's been some cyber stalker issues, and I've had to, have the police in another city actually go to a person's house and say stop, or else,
Wow.
that kind of thing. And then
Did you stop, Richard?
Well, it was more of a cease and desist than a stop. A slow tapering, I think. More than
I think bizarrely, at a convention, a fella had me sign his arm, and I found out after I signed it that he was going to have it tattooed, and
Oh.
it made me terrified. I was trepidated, and then I wanted to fix it and make it extra better. If he was going to do it, make it really
Yeah,
good.
there's a couple people out there that have a cornemic on their shoulder that trip me out.
I-
I signed
Really?
that, and then a few conventions later saw the same person. They're like, "Hey, look!"
Yeah.
I was like, "You didn't."
No, really?
In
Come on.
in England last week, I signed a guy's midriff
Oh,
right next to his tattoo of Misha Collins'
Ah.
signature
oh,
from
there you go.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
These things don't get presented to you in a way where you can sit around for a few days and think about it. You're sitting there signing autographs, and somebody says, "Sign my solar plexus," and you go, okay. And then later that night, you're going, should I have done that? But I'll see in a couple of years how the tattoo comes out. Or actually, I hope I don't. But
I saw somebody do that with Misha again. They had him because of his
hand.
character does the hand burning when it touches people. So people have had him put his hand on and trace it, and then they get his actual hand tattooed on their shoulder, which is gonna look great when they're older. That'll
it's going to be
age
down
very
here
well.
somewhere.
I know.
Some
It's like
claws.
this giant, look like a baseball mitt.
Yeah.
Well, on the flip side of that, what's the most positive occurrence you've had with a fan or interaction?
Wow. Well, it, I mean, it's impossible to list all the positive experiences because it's 99.999% positive.
Yeah.
It's sometimes it's somebody just saying how much they like your work. Sometimes it's somebody telling you a story that happened in their own life and telling you that work you've done had some sort of immediate and permanent positive impact on their life. And sometimes it's just singing karaoke with 1,000 people. it's all
Very badly.
It's all well, yeah, but naturally, it's an overall positive experience, and it's hard to single out. Anyone. I did get to sign a girl's.
Oh, really, Jim?
No, her arm. What do you Anyway, yeah, it's not like it's a sort of mundane, mediocre experience, and every once in a while there's a real positive. It's all up here with the every once in a while sort of odd little sign a guy's midriff moment.
I think what's also so unique about this is that it's such a strong social media presence. And since joining Supernatural for the 4th season opening, my life really changed. I'd never really had that kind of fandom reaction before, and suddenly people were coming out of the woodworks and inviting me into these social networks that I hadn't, these social media networks that I hadn't really explored, like Twitter and having a fan page and Google Plus and what have you. And in this regard, I get to be in touch with people all over the world in one moment. And I've been invited to officiate weddings for people and have followed through. And I've learned about people's births and deaths, and I have a place in the cyber world where we actually can celebrate and kind of hold each other in our hearts' prayers when times are tough. That's amazing. Like, that's a real community that's been built only because at the beginning, the nugget for me has been Supernatural fandom. So I'm really touched by what's possible through the passion of the fandom.
Cool. Speaking of fandom, are you guys fans of anything yourselves?
Oh yeah, The Good Wife.
The Good Wife.
I love The Good Wife. I really do. I think it's amazing 10 o'clock drama. Well, I guess it's 9 o'clock now.
Is
But
it now?
yeah, it switched, thank goodness, because it was past my bedtime. I have to DVR it every time. That I also like Fringe, and I'm a huge John Noble fan. I got kind of googly and fangirlish on him when I saw him at the airport after shooting an episode of Supernatural. How about you guys?
You fans of anything? You're a big watcher or something?
Well, I'm a movie freak, and I'm always, if I got half an hour or an hour or 2 hours to spare, I'm probably watching a movie. I follow a lot of shows, but I kind of suck them all in at once rather than follow along. Now you can do that with DVDs.
It's the only way I watch series is to watch the entire series. I never watch them when they actually happen. But the 2 series I'm following now, Mad Men and Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I'm on Game of Thrones.
I'm just watching Game of Thrones now. Like, I'm 5 episodes in. I started on the plane, and it's phenomenal.
Game of Thrones and Boardwalk Empire are my 2.
I haven't seen either.
Excellent acting in that.
Game
Oh,
of Thrones
yeah.
is something, boy.
Steve Buscemi is just, his character in Boardwalk Empire is priceless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got such great line readings. I literally have to rewind and watch him like 4 or 5 times just because his line readings are just so classic.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm big on Breaking Bad and Justified. Of course, you've done both those shows, haven't you?
I haven't done Breaking Bad.
Oh, I've done them both, but that's not why I'm watching them. I did them both, and then maybe I ought to take a look at the show, and I look at the show. Wow,
Breaking Bad.
I just did a really great show.
I watched season 1 of Breaking Bad. That's a great show.
Yeah,
It's a great show.
Yeah.
All right, this one's directly to Jim. This is about the 7th season of Supernatural. It's just wrapped up airing. People are wondering, is Bobby gone for good this time?
A lot of people are wondering, including me. To give a straight answer, it's from what I've been told, nobody knows.
Okay. One last question before we wrap it all up. Supernatural's been going for 7 seasons now, and doesn't seem like there's an end really in sight. What do you think it is that has kept it going for so long? What is it about this show that's made it so enduring?
Well, I think you have to sort of tip your hat to Eric Kripke, Sarah Gamble, and the people who write the show, because those storylines are engaging because people in a room are coming up with engaging stories, and so they do a great job crafting and surprising and doing everything that one needs to do to create a show that is continually fresh and new and not getting mundane. Also, you got to tip your hat to Jared and Jensen, who continue to do all the heavy lifting and do a great job at it, and stay involved in the fans as well. I mean, they're at conventions, they're out there pressing the flesh and showing their appreciation for the support the show has. So, I mean, the inner workings of that show are pretty impressive, and I think that keeps, the writers are generating material that keep Jared and Jensen interested, so they keep doing shows that keep fans interested, and then the fans supported the show. Because 10 years ago, you didn't have the kind of interaction you have between fans and the show creators. But now, the fans make sure that Supernatural gets a People's Choice Award. I mean, they are so incredibly active.
Hardcore.
And they're so incredibly active that, the network dare not ignore them. So that's part of the reason why that show is interesting, is that they know there's an audience out there that's going to watch it if they keep doing the same caliber of work they've been doing for 7 seasons.
Okay, guys. We're gonna have to wrap it up. So really sorry, I missed that space. Thank you all for giving us this interview, and we hope to see more of you tomorrow at the convention. Do you have any closing cheers? It's about 10 seconds of film
Any
left.
closing cheers?
Good on
Yes.
Cheers.
Rah, rah, rah.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate.
We're looking forward to it.
Alright, thanks guys, and this is Capsule Computers signing out.